Hand out, she holds. It's feeling like we've been here before. We're both so broke. That's something that'll keep us afloat. Don't walk too slow. We can't keep falling deeper again. Came too close and the taste so far from pure. A rush of blood, but we search for so much more. We've all been here before. We've all been here before.
Hello and welcome back. Hope you are all doing amazing on this wonderful this evening. It's an evening already, isn't it? It's 5 p.m., isn't it, Alex?
It's 5
Anyways,
p.m. somewhere.
It's 5 p.m. somewhere. I'm Ray Black and Hornet. Joining me on the desk is the one and only Alexander T. Kresek. And tonight, we got something a little different coming at you. We got, we did some Overwatch and some Valorant last week, but
Yup.
tonight, got some Rocket League.
Yeah, we're hitting up all of the games at this point. I think at this juncture, we're just gonna hit all of the esports tower titles, so that's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
I'm excited. We said last week. Yesterday, jeez. We said last week that we were gonna be doing something a little bit different, but we still had Overwatch, and then we just introduced a little bit of Valorant. This week, completely different. It's only Rocket League, not even a shooter anymore. We get to have fun with an entirely different title, and that's
Something-
exciting.
Yeah, and something much easier to understand.
Oh, yeah. Definitely an easier spectator sport.
Yeah.
For sure. If you are new to Rocket League, you're just tuning in for some ET action. Rocket League, easy to understand. It's car soccer. The goal is to get the ball into the net, and that's it.
Yeah, and before we go into that, let's go ahead and take a look at what did happen last week and all that craziness, because it was a little crazy last week. So let's go ahead and take a look at those replays. And while you get yourselves reacquainted, Esports Tower has teamed up with Make-A-Wish for the month of April as the World Streams for Wishes helps us to make a difference in the lives of children who are facing serious illnesses. As you may know, Make-A-Wish Foundation is an organization that grants wishes to children with life-threatening medical conditions. Every year, they help thousands of kids to fulfill their dreams and create unforgettable memories. And we want to help them to do even more. So, if you're watching this right now, we are asking for your support. By donating to Make-A-Wish, you can help us make more wishes come true. Your generosity will help us to provide hope, strength, and joy to children and their families during a difficult time. Think about it. Your donation can give a child the opportunity to meet their gaming hero. Give them the ability to play while getting treatments, get amazing gear, or experience something they've always wanted to do. It's an incredible gift that can make a huge difference in their lives. So please, take a moment to make a donation to Make-A-Wish Foundation. Every dollar counts, and together, we can make a real impact. Let's work together to give these kids the joy and the happiness they deserve. Thank you for your support.
Yeah, I mean, just awesome. We talked about it a lot last week, but really want to harp on this. It's a good cause, good situation here that's happening. ET and Make-A-Wish teaming up to give these kids some hope, some joy, some gaming awesomeness.
Yeah, and speaking of gaming awesomeness, I'm struggling, Alex. It has been a very long day. Okay, as we look over some awesome gameplay from last week, the Overwatch games, the Valorant Grand Finals that we saw as well for Week 6, had some amazing plays throughout the week, and I mean, you really can't ask for anything else, and now we get to see what these players can do on a completely different game of Valorant, where it's Valorant, Rocket League, where things are.
Ryan is struggling today.
I really am. And we haven't even started. I think it'll get better as time goes on. But,
Yeah.
But I do want to talk a little bit about Rocket League because it's a lot different than Overwatch and Valorant and the games we've done beforehand.
Of course.
So I do want to quickly sort of discuss how it will be run. So first off, it's by a point system. Each player is by a point system. So It's as followed: a complete and total sweep. So if it's it's a best of 3, then it's going to be first team to 2 wins, best of 5, first team to 3 wins, and best of 7, first team to 4 wins.
Yeah, you got
Count
it.
down a little bit. The reason I say this is because we will see all 3 of those matches tonight. But for a complete sweep, you get 3 points. For a win, it's 2, and for a loss, it is 1 point. So if you're a winner, no matter what.
Yeah. So regardless, as long as there are people participating, students participating in the games today, regardless of win or loss, they will get points. It's just determined on how well they win. And if they dominate the competition, they'll get 3 points. If they just flat out win, they get 2 points. And if they're there, they get 1 point. So regardless, someone is walking away with, or everyone is walking away with points. The question is, how many points are they going to be walking away with?
Yeah, because each of that adds up to a standings and how each player
Yeah, it is a standings list. We have a rankings of the best in the division, the students who've ranked up the most points, and all the way down to students who are working, getting better, and climbing their way up from the bottom.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and take a look at what those standings are at the moment here. Like we said, each player is individualized. So Zert right now is in the lead. Dark and Ink follow in second and third place for the week 4 standing. So definitely some good players here to look out for, and we will see some of these players tonight. Some new players, not too many, but definitely some of these veteran players of the status of Rocket League. So definitely want to be on the lookout for some of these players tonight.
Yeah, and I also want to really quickly mention, we saw the leaderboard for a second there, but Zert at the top, but just has more games played, right?
Yeah.
Everyone else has been in 3 weeks. Zert's been in 4 weeks. So just by virtue of being maybe a little bit luckier to play or a little bit more proactive, is at the top right now. And then we had 2 to 5 all tied for second place. All of them have 7 points, 3 weeks played. So again, it's very tight in that top 10. And then after that, below 5, almost all of those players had 6 points, and just one of the players on the bottom had 5 points. So again, very close. And while there is a top 10 and while it is ranked as second, third, fourth, and fifth, a lot of these players are tied. A lot of these players are nipping at each other's heels, just doing anything they can to get a little bit of an advantage as we get deeper into the Esports Tower Rumble.
Yeah, and we have a lot of teams playing tonight. We got Wolves, we got Mammoths, we got Lynxes, we got Eagles. Oh my, we've got a lot of animals going up against each other tonight. So let's go ahead, take a quick look at exactly who is playing who. The first one will be Wolves versus Mammoths, but we're going to see Lynxes tonight and Eels, Mammoths and Lynxes and Eagles and just
Oh my.
A lot of different animals competing tonight to be the king of the zoo. But first off, we will have the Wolves versus the Mammoths. The Wolves not up there, but we will see them tonight as they're going to be our first matchup, and it will be a best of 3. So first team to 2 will take this victory.
We will also see the Wolves twice,
Okay.
I believe, for tonight. So just keep your eyes out for them. And our final match of the night is kind of our Esports Tower pick. There is one special match every week that gets to be a best of 7. So that's what we will be seeing later tonight. But of course, just a quick reminder, April is the World Streams for Wishes month, and Esports Tower and Make-A-Wish have teamed up to help grant kids wishes all across the world. So make sure you're going to see donation links down below. You'll see them during the game. Make sure if you can, scan those QR codes, donate whatever you can. Any little bit helps, honestly. So if it's $1, if it's $10, if it's $100, woo, big money. But whatever you can do, please consider donating. A great, it goes to a good cause and just helps out kids in need.
Yeah, and, we've already talked about some of this so far. We've talked about the amazing things that Make-A-Wish and Esports Tower are doing together. We've talked about the game tonight. We've talked about the difference that here at Shenandoah University that we're doing with Esports Tower tonight. Talked about a bunch of different stuff, but it does seem like the players are getting ready to get into lobby for this first matchup here. And I'm curious to see because, the Wolves definitely one of the more veteran teams of this Rumble, and the Mammoths very more up and down sort of team. Some days they are, one of those best teams in the Rumble, and then other days, a little bit of some struggle happens with maybe their rotations or things like that. So I am curious to see which one of these teams come out on top as the match looks to be ready to go.
Yeah, we're hopping in here for game 1. Don't really need to talk about maps like we do in Overwatch. Not really a competitive advantage depending on that, but yeah, as Ryan said, starting it off, and I do want to just very quickly remind everyone that this is a best of 3. So we'll be going a little bit quicker just due to some time constraints, but yeah. I also do want to mention while we're talking about this is best of 3. The overlay unfortunately says best of 5. It is a best of 3. Just something you'll have to overlook. I apologize for that in advance.
Yeah, so as we are going to see here, the Wolves will be your blue team, Mammoths will be on that red team. So right now we're going to see some pretty good aggression coming in from the Wolves. Mammoths will start to bring this one back. Wolves going to have some good boosts. Both these teams doing a decent job right now with that boost control and not letting either team starve each other out quite yet here. Wolves doing pretty good. It's a pretty back and forth game right now, and one of the big things with these back and forth situations is as time goes on and on and on, the longer that time goes, the less time you will have to make that goal further on and start to even up this series. So no one making a goal in almost 2.5 minutes here can start to get a little risky.
Yeah, and I mean, right now, what we're seeing out of both of these teams is just a lot of back and forth, a lot of feeling each other out. Just teams trying to figure out where the openings are, where the holes in the offense or the defense are. Obviously, as Ryan said, Wolves have been getting a little bit more aggressive, but, that's just how they start out. We've seen the Wolves get aggressive. They've been playing.
There's the goal.
Insane sights with the shot. The defense was there, but it was just completely snuffed out. Wasn't able to really get behind that ball properly to stop it, and instead the ball still finds its mark even though the defender was there to stop it.
Yeah, Wolves now going to start one up. Goes for the shot from Scythe, but can't quite find it onto the Mammoth's goal. And going to look for another shot. Tries the flip reset, but can't quite find it. Still, boost will be in the favor of the Wolves for now. Shot goes in, but Mammoth's there to take it back out again. No one on the goal quite yet, but we will see a save comes out from the side of the Wolves. Going to start to bring this one back, but I will give major credit to the Mammoths here, really being able to hold that defense and turn it around. But the Wolves have such a good boost rotation to just really halt any sort of movement coming in from the Mammoths on their goal.
Something else I want to talk about too, obviously the Wolves doing a great job, Mammoth's doing a great job on the defense, but what we're seeing out of the Wolves is a lot more of passing plays. As we see here, Torque going to pass it out to one of the other members on the side of the Wolves, but we're seeing a lot of more team play from the Wolves. The Mammoths, they're doing everything they can to tread water to survive right now, but I'd really like to see them passing a little bit more. Yeah, we had Deku going for a shot earlier, but that was just by themselves running it down the middle, and that can really change. Never mind, Deku doesn't need anyone. Will get a shot and a score in order to tie things up. 1-1 for the Wolves and the Mammoths.
That was a really nice shot. No one on the side of the Wolves there for the defense. Going to go for the shot, but not going to quite find it from Ink here on the Wolves team. Going to go for it again. Pressure on. Now needs to find the rotate if you are the Wolves, but no one on the goal. The triple commit punishes them, and Mammoths able to find another shot and start to bring this one up.
Yeah, Mammoths, they were looking down. They were looking like they were on the back foot the entirety of this game, but at this point, they've started to come alive here. Deku starting things off, kicking things off, and then we had X-Foiled going in and finishing off that second goal as well. Right now, we have Moose with an assist, Deku with an assist. Like I said, I think this team just needed to start playing together a little bit better, and they were able to find success.
Yeah, and one of the big things I want to mention about these Mammoths here is, they were able to really just take control of that fight. The Wolves, 3 people went in and triple committed and just gave a free goal to the Mammoths there to just take this lead, now approaching just under 1 minute, as the Mammoths just need to play defense and the Wolves trying to find a way to even this one back up. But if you don't already know, 1 minute in Rocket League is an eternity. We are going to see the defense come out from the Wolves. Not going to find the shot if you are on the side of the Mammoths. But now the pressure back on, and Nextboiled will be waiting for that ball to be midfield. Is going to get the touch on it. Back in the favor of the Wolves.
And this is really where we start to see teams get a little bit desperate. 30 seconds on the clock. The Wolves need to find something. They need to make something happen in order to stay in this game and take us to overtime. So we're seeing them get a little bit more aggressive. We're seeing them make maybe a little bit riskier plays. You know, keep those rotations a little bit higher up on the pitch rather than spreading it out where they have someone available to come back. And so you have to be very careful if you're the Wolves, because you know, something like this could happen where Moose can get over you, pass it to someone else, and set up a shot. Thankfully, Scythe is there to keep it going. And just like that, ball will touch the ground, and game one goes in favor of the Mammoths.
Yeah, and I mean, there you have it for the Mammoths, able to take that win. The Wolves, you know, that triple commit was really what punished them there and gave the Mammoths that free shot onto the goal. I mean, we saw they were just able to really just dribble that ball all the way down, find the nice shot, and take the lead, and they just had to play defense for the rest of that matchup. And that's really where the Wolves are struggling, is because the Mammoths were then able to say, okay, we'll back up, we'll take a break, we'll just play defense for a little while, and the Wolves just weren't able to find that final shot to get the victory. And now the Mammoths going to be up one of this best of three, only one away from taking this series.
Yeah, Mammoths doing a great job. I mean, honestly, the Wolves, right? They had such a strong start. They were attacking shot after shot after shot. The Mammoths were doing everything they could to survive, in that last minute and a half, 2 minutes, were really where we saw the Mammoths find their footing, find their flow, find their rhythm, and they were able to just succeed and move forward. All you need is one goal, right? And that's really all the Mammoths need. They needed one goal to tie it up, and they needed one goal to get ahead, and then they kept their lead. We saw them maybe take a couple of shots, maybe, you know, keep control of the ball, but really they were just keeping pressure, passing it away from the Wolves, and just making it difficult for the Wolves to set up and make any sort of goal attempts there, especially at the end.
Yeah, and you know, the Wolves, they came out strong. They really did. They really got onto the top of that bowl, and they got on top of the ball, went hard, went fast, went strong, and were able to find that first goal. It took them about 2.5 minutes, but they were able to, right? But then the Mammoths, a nice return on the shot, and then turned back into finding another one where the Wolves just not able to fully find that rotation. And that rotation is something that I was a little worried about to see from the Mammoths, but the Wolves are the one who's fell for that. So you have to be very, very careful on those rotations.
And Rocket League games can change just like that. So we'll have to see if Game 2 will go in favor of the Mammoths and they're going to get a sweep, or if Game 2 will go in favor of the Wolves as we get into game number 2.
Yeah, here we go. And we are going to see the Wolves start off strong here. Once again, not going to quite find the shot yet, as the Mammoths will find a good defense. And keep in mind, the Wolves need to go strong. The Mammoths go for the shot. Can't quite find it, though, on the side of the Wolves' goal. Now Wolves can be aggressive once more. One of the members of the Mammoths not going to have that full boost advantage to go in. And now the Wolves can really take this into their own side of the field. But they just need to find this right shot. But you have the Mammoths doing this really good defense. I mean, there's 3 of them. Finding the hole inside of that defense is going to be nearly impossible for the Wolves.
I think something else to note here, while we have a little bit of kind of back and forth time as these teams are setting up their shots, setting up their rotations, there has been a substitution out of the Wolves here. We have Hop FB coming in. Ooh. Same with X-Foiled coming in too, trying to get that shot, but we have Hop coming in for Free Inc., who was, in my opinion, doing a really good job of putting a lot of pressure on the Mammoths net. So I think this is an interesting substitution that we're seeing here, but I mean, it's already working, right? Hop making some pressure, had a shot, has a save to their name, so already making waves. And man, that crossbar playing that 4th position perfectly, not allowing the Wolves to get anything.
Yeah, the Wolves just trying to get that shot in, and you know, they spent so much time trying to get it there that they all ran out of boost and had to retreat. But you know, there's only so much time a team can really take the bombardment of a ball being shot onto their goal, right? And the Wolves are just continuing that. A beautiful air dribble comes in, but we will see that it falls to the ground. Now the Wolves going to try and find the shot again. Won't be able to, as it's just going to go to the far left side. The Mammoths take back control of this ball. Going to be back pressure again, and this is what the Wolves need if they want to find this goal. They just need to keep that pressure on, keep that goal, really just continue to be pushed on and on and on, as you will force a boost starvation on the side of the Mammoths. As we do see, they are going to send it over to the Wolves side of the field, but don't have quite enough boost to take this.
Oh my gosh, the Mammoths now, they found their rhythm. There's an opportunity to get aggressive, and they're taking it. We're seeing a lot of these solo plays that we saw earlier in Game 1 that led to them being put in the corner here. I do want to touch up on, though, the Wolves being so aggressive. They have 7 shots to their name on goal. Mammoths, on the other hand, only have 2, but the Mammoths do have 6 saves to their name. So again, it's this give and take, this back and forth, where the Wolves start out very, very aggressively, and the Mammoths are just forced to sit back and try and weather the storm.
Yeah, and I mean, it's things like this. Oh, that demo could be exactly what the Wolves need. 1 member down for the Mammoths, but Torque going to hit the ball straight over to the goal. Not going to quite find it, but there it is. The defense back and forth and back and forth. The Wolves will finally be able to find a goal in between all that defense.
And honestly, what a great 50-50 there from Scythe. Obviously, net was almost open. Still, 2 members of the Mammoths there. Does take that trade, that 50-50 right there in the net. Scythe gets the better hand of the ball. Oh my gosh, Scythe trying to go for it again, is unfortunately stopped out, so can't get it, but the ball is not safe just yet. Wolves do have still a contention, still have a possibility here. Scythe's going to tap it up a little bit. We are going to see a little bit of a self-boot from the Mammoths as well. Keeps them alive. Not Deku trying to get past the defenders, isn't able to, and it's back in the Wolves' half.
Oh, the goal is open. And just like that, Torque will find another one for the Wolves. The Mammoths not able to defend that one. And this is the Wolves you really expected to see for a team being one of those more experienced ones in this, Rocket League Rumble, is a team who comes out on top and is able to find these holes in the defense of their opponent. And now 2 goals now with a minute remaining. The Mammoths need to find their rhythm once more and get these shots on. But like I said, the Wolves with such good pressure onto the Mammoths right now, it's going to be really, really difficult to do.
Yeah, that was not where Not-Deku wanted to send the ball back into their own half. Unfortunate. Not-Deku trying to make something happen, but can't do it alone. The ball is centered, and there we see Scythe Torque able to pick it up. That's open. Expo gets back just in time, staying alive. Open net. Actually, hold on a second. No one's around.
Yeah, no one was there for the Wolves, and once again, that triple commit was one of the downfalls. And I mean, I said it before, right? And that's really one of the things that these Wolves have to be aware of, is you can't be triple committing onto this ball. You can't just let the ball walk into your goal. And the Mammoths will take advantage of it, right? And they were able to. But the question is, can they find another one in the next 20 seconds? We are going to see the pressure is on the side of the Wolves' goal for now. But the Mammoths need to find a goal right off the top crossbar, but won't be able to go in yet. 10 seconds left. Folks, remember, if that ball stays in the air, 1 second will not go to 0 yet. So we may see a last-second goal here if someone can touch this ball. Ball still alive until it touches the ground. Mammoths trying to find it, but the Wolves find an open shot and will actually find their own last-second goal and win 3-1. And we're going to a Game 3, Alex.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I was about to say the Wolves don't need to play aggressively. They just need to play defensively. They just need to turtle. And the Wolves were having none of it. They know that they're aggressive, and they know they can take advantage of that play style, and that's exactly what they did. They played aggressive. They played to their strengths, and even when they knew that time was running out, they were like, we don't need to defend. We just need to attack. Just go, go, go. And they used that perfectly to their advantage to run out the clock and score a last-second goal along the way.
Yeah, and now the Wolves going to be able to find that one. And, I still think one of the biggest things is the Wolves have to be very, very aware of going into this game number 3 is they can't be going on these triple commits, right?
Yep.
That cost them 2 goals so far of the 3 that the Mammoths have scored. So you don't want to be in another situation where you're, maybe in an overtime and it's 1-1 and you triple commit, and then you end up having the Mammoths able to find another shot. So I think that's the biggest worry I have for the Wolves going into this game 3 is you can't triple commit, but the Mammoths on the other side, they need to be aware of the aggression that the Wolves are putting on.
I think I agree. I think we have these kind of like opposing ideals when it comes to these team makeups here, where the Wolves start out really fast, really strong, and they play very aggressively, but they play together as a team too much so that it's almost to their detriment, where they're all getting involved. They're all getting aggressive so that they leave the net open. And we've seen that 3 times at this point, where the rotations aren't quite as clean because they all want to get up there. They all want to be up in your face trying to score the goal. But on the side of the Mammoths, it's a little bit of an opposite kind of ideology where they play slower. They don't really start getting involved until 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 30 seconds. And when they play, they really like to play on the strengths of their individual users, the strength of their individual players, like not Deco, just trying to go for those goals, those shots by themselves. And so it is this kind of dichotomy where the Wolves up in your face all together, the Mammoths separated very turtily, very defensively, and then maybe they'll get one. And it really is kind of like the war of 1,000 needles with the Wolves, where they just keep taking shots versus one good shot from the Mammoths in the back line.
Well, I guess we'll have to see what these two teams can come up with as map number 3. Game 3 is ready to go. So far, 1-1 for both of these teams. Someone will come out on top, but who will that be? Will it be the Wolves or will it be the Mammoths? The Mammoths going to be the ones winning this kickoff and starting very aggressive.
Oh, something I do like, again, we're seeing another rotation out here where we're seeing another substitution coming out for the Wolves. Instead, it's Torque who's been taken out. Free Ink is back here on the lineup instead. So every member on the Wolves are making sure they get a little bit of gameplay here.
Yeah, and you know, when you have the flexibility of your roster like that coming in from the Wolves, then you know you might as well switch up the roster a little bit, right? Because now this is another thing the Mammoths haven't seen yet. This group of 3, they've seen Hop play with Torque, they've seen Free Ink play with Torque, but they haven't seen Hop and Free Ink play together. So another sort of change up to sort of throw the Mammoths a little bit off guard here, but Mammoths are doing a really good job at the moment of keeping that pressure on. However, Not Deku needs to find this dribble and will going to send it back over to the side of the Wolves. And this is that close game once more that we've seen beforehand, and now it really is who just finds that goal first.
Something interesting to note here is the Mammoths actually getting aggressive very early on. I think they've understood that they can't just sit back and let the Wolves take 6 shots on their net uncontested. So far, we only have 2 from Scythe, but I mean, look, the Wolves still getting super aggressive. They don't care where the ball is going as long as it gets somewhere near the net, right? They are just taking shot after shot. They're going for the demos. They're going for the bumps. They're just making life difficult for the Mammoths. And so the Mammoths have realized that they can't just sit back and let this happen. They've got to get aggressive, but every time that they try to clear it, there's a member of the Wolves there to receive, there to just keep knocking the ball back into their half.
Yeah, and you know, during that entire time, I wanted to just mention that the Wolves are just holding those corner boosts, and we're really starving out the Mammoths there. The Mammoths were able to start to bring it back, but it took them so long as we're already close to 2 minutes and 45 seconds here, where no team has made the goal yet, but the Wolves going to look for the shot and will find it from Hop, able to find that first goal on the Mammoths. Now going to be up 1 in this series. The Mammoths need to turn it back around if they do want to see this victory.
Yeah, it's something that we're seeing here is really the Wolves' technicality is starting to be shown here. We saw a little bit of wave landing happening earlier. We also see that little dunk, the aerial mobility out of the Wolves as well. The Mammoths are going to need to do something in order to keep up with the Wolves, who really look like they're trying to show off their technical prowess at this point.
Yeah, and the Mammoths are going to be aggressive here, which is what they need, but the Wolves have there's the demo opening net, and just like that, the Mammoths will even it up. Moose not quite done yet, able to even that score up, but as I was saying, the Mammoths doing a really good job not fearing off yet, and are actually going to start being aggressive, and we still see them being aggressive, but the Wolves, I do want to mention as well, having that third member on that defense really focusing on that rotation to make sure that the Mammoths don't get a completely free goal. Double tap won't quite find it, but now the Mammoths going to try and be aggressive with this ball placement.
Moose getting crazy with it, going for the 1v3 strat, just trying to make it past the defense. Isn't quite able, going to do it, but has another opportunity, setting himself up. The net's open. Notdeku is there, just barely saved, but Moose is back for more, and he's going to get the goal. The Mammoths go up once more.
Yeah, I mean, that was great from the Mammoths, able to just keep shooting that ball. You know, okay, you missed, that's okay, I got you. You missed, okay, I got you. You missed, okay, we turned it back around, I got you. And now the Moose, the Mammoths, able to find that goal, with Moose able to find the shot to now put them in the lead. The Wolves looking to try to even this one back up that right corner of the goal. Got a little bit scary there, but now the Wolves have 1 minute and 15 seconds to even this one back up, as we're seeing a lot of shots have been taken from the Mammoths.
Yeah, so many shots have been taken. The Mammoths understanding their weaknesses, almost as if they're reading our minds. We're going to see another one from Moose. That is the hat trick from Moose. A 3-piece. A minute remaining. The Wolves need to change up something if they want to stay in this game. They still have plenty of time, but they can't just rest on their laurels, and unfortunately they're going to get in their own way, allowing the Mammoths more space to work with here.
Yeah, the Mammoths now have that space to really just play the stall game for the next 45 seconds. The Wolves need to do something crazy if they want to even this one back up and really secure their veteran status here in the Rocket League Rumble of Esports Tower. But to do that, they need to find these shots. You know, we've seen a lot of bombardment of the shots coming in from the Wolves, but not many have actually connected in the goal. Shot goes in from the Mammoths, but will be defended here as we're approaching the 20-second mark. The Wolves need to find something and find something fast. They will have time for a kickoff goal, but they need to make it really soon, and the Mammoths are going to make that very, very difficult.
They're doing it their darndest. We see the Wolves have an opportunity here. Ball will get centered, but Notdeku will knock it away. Remember, the Mammoths don't even need to score here. They just need to waste the time. 3 seconds remaining. Time is running out, and like that, the ball will hit the ground, and the Mammoths will take game number 1, series number 1 of the day, 2-1 over the Wolves. It's not a sweep, but it is a win, so their members will receive 2 points, while the Wolves will only receive 1.
Yeah, and just like that, we are going to see the Mammoths able to bring in their up and down days, and today must be one of the up days for them as they're able to take that victory over these Wolves who, like we mentioned, right, definitely one of those veterans of the Rocket League Rumble. So to see the Wolves go down, very, very good to see from the Mammoths, even that with that flexibility of that roster. But that was only one of the 3 matches we've got tonight. We've got a best of 5 next. So, you know, definitely want to be prepared for that. And to be prepared for that, you got to make sure you're following on all of the socials. So be sure to do that. That's going to be at Esports Tower everywhere that you want to go find them. Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok. Yes, all the other places that you want to go find someone on social media. And of course, if you want to see more of us, more of what we do here at Shendo University, go follow us at ShenU Esports. That's going to be on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. And then, of course, at Shenandoah Esports on YouTube and Twitch, because we got more Esports Tower games going on. Yep. We got a bunch of events that happen. We got so many different things that happen, and you don't want to miss out on any of them.
Absolutely not. There's a lot happening, especially in the month of April. And speaking of the month of April, it is the World Streams for Wishes. Esports Tower have paired up with Make-A-Wish to help grant wishes for kids. Gaming is a great space for everyone to participate, and gaming-related wishes are among the fastest-growing wishes in the past few years. Everyone who donates this week is entered to win a loot box filled with some fantastic prizes. All you need to do is donate with Esports Tower QR code. It's on screen right now. Scan the QR code and help bring gaming to a child in need with Esports Tower and Make-A-Wish.
Yeah, and might as well, right? It's a win-win. You get to donate money for a good cause and potentially get something for yourself out of it. So,
True.
nothing bad at all. But next up, we will have the best of 5 matchup, which will be the Lynxes and the Eagles, I believe. So don't go anywhere. Go grab some water. Go get yourself all hydrated and ready to go, as we will be right back after this very short break.
You want to rank up in Overwatch or Valorant? Score pro advice at esportstower.com. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, improve your performance under pressure. We'll match you with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up.
On my hard days, I usually don't think about it. I just try to get to the next day and hope that the next day will be better.
My legs don't work like other people's, so I have to be in a wheelchair.
I take the needed medicine for everything that's going on in my body.
My wish is to redesign my bedroom.
My wish is to remodel my backyard. It's like that warm feeling, almost like, something really good is gonna happen.
All this time you put in, summer, fall, morning, afternoon, now's your time. You're right here. You've done all the work. Now just make it happen. You have to earn your stripes. We can't win unless we're the most physical team. You have to earn it. Let's lock in. This is it. Go, go, go! You want to stay in this court? We're not giving you anything. You earn it. Get back! Get back! Dig deep. This is the time right now. Can't put it off until tomorrow. On the clock. This is where you gotta be at your best. You've been practicing all summer. Now you gotta make it happen. Now get a stop. One time, get a stop. It's now or never.
I
we've been here before. We're both so broke, that's something that'll keep us afloat. Don't walk too slow, we can't keep falling deeper again. Came too close and the taste so far from pure. A rush of blood, but we search for so much more. We've all been here before. 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 We've all been here
They say that you will never make it, but you're done listening to the naysayers, trying so hard to tear you apart. They
Hello and welcome back to the wonderful Shando University Esports broadcast with the Esports Tower gameplay of Rocket League. We got our best of 5 series going on next, and you do not want to miss a single second of that. We recently just came off of our best of 3. Now we gotta go to best of 5. I'm Ryan Blankenhorn. Joining me is the one and only Alexander T. Kresek. Alex, how you feeling after that first matchup?
I'm feeling awesome. I really love seeing both of these teams in action. I really like the dichotomy and the juxtaposition that both of these teams offered when we look at play styles between different Rocket League teams, especially because I think we're going to see the Wolves again later tonight. So there's a lot more room for growth and room for more action, because from here the series only get longer and longer, which means more time for adaptation, more time for growth, more time for players and teams to start making those comebacks, and that's when it really gets exciting.
Yeah, and the next one will be the Lynxes and the Eagles. But before we go into that match, let's go and quickly recap all the amazing shots that made the last match so incredibly powerful. And we also want to talk about a cause that is very close to our hearts. Make-A-Wish Foundation. Did you know that gaming wishes are among the fastest growing requests from sick children? For many of these children, playing their favorite games during treatment and meeting their favorite streamers or esports players can make all the difference in their lives and give them something to look forward to while they go through something life-threatening. That's why we are asking for your support in helping us grant these gaming wishes and support Make-A-Wish. By donating, you can help us make these dreams a reality for these amazing kids.
Yeah, a lot of great things from Make-A-Wish, a lot of great things from these kids on the field as well, hitting a lot of these shots. I mean, just looking back to this, look at some of these amazing shots, the skills from all players on the field, incredible.
Yeah, these players were going absolutely crazy with it in just 3 games. We already went all the way, which was absolutely incredible. And now we get the best of 5 series next with 2 teams that are just going to be going at it like crazy as well. So these games are just going to get better and better as they get longer and longer, like you said.
Absolutely, yeah. The day is still young, the evening is still young, and we just have more and better action coming to you. But before that, we want to take a moment to congratulate all of the Esports Tower club members who have graduated from the clubs and have been offered scholarships across the country. Over the last 3 months, Esports Tower club members have received over $4.5 million in scholarship awards. These students have not only worked hard on their in-game play, but have worked hard academically and have earned these scholarship opportunities. The players on this list are talented, hardworking, and driven, and we could not be more excited and proud to see all the opportunities these players are getting. So a huge shout out to all of them and everything that they have been doing throughout the semester, throughout their academic career. We love to see the players not only kill it on the field, but also kill it in the classroom, and they're just awesome. They're doing incredible things, and I love to see that there's a space for them to be appreciated and a space for them to improve and grow.
Yeah, and speaking of amazing players, the Lynxes and the Eagles, kind of a similar situation with what happened with the Mammoths and the Wolves. The Lynxes have a roster of 5 different players, so they have that depth, they have that flexibility in their roster to do some interesting things and change up the roster, make things a little bit crazy. And the Eagles, on the other side, have a ton of Rocket League experience, but are still new when it comes to the Esports Tower Rumble. So, the question now comes is, does this veteran team with a bunch of different players, are they going to be able to outperform the players who have a lot of high-level experience but may not have performed so much on the Esports Tower stage?
Yeah, I mean, if you've been paying attention to Esports Tower, you've been paying attention to the Rocket League side of things. If the Lynxes pull out a sweep today, that would be their 3rd of the season. So a very seasoned and veteran team against maybe a little bit of a green-eyed, greenhorn team that might not be ready for it.
Yes, indeed. And it looks like game number 1 is ready to go. So let's go ahead and get into that one. Here we go. The Lynxes and the Eagles. The battle of, I think a lynx is a cat,
yes,
and the battle of the birds going to go up against each other when normally a bird is what your cat tends to bring the bird into the house, and you have to yell at it because, like, really, why'd you bring a bird in the house?
Yeah, but Lynxes are not typically big enough to take down Eagles, so this might be a different situation. But before we get too deep into the action, I do want to talk about really quickly how iSlides have teamed up with Esports Tower during the World Streams for Wishes. So make sure to scan that QR code in the bottom right. There's going to be a goal immediately starting this off. But yeah, even more of a reason to scan that QR code in the bottom right and use the promo code esports15 to check out for 15% off your purchase and for a portion of the proceeds to be donated to Make-A-Wish, the Make-A-Wish Foundation. So remember, iSlides.com, promo code esports15. And you'll be helping yourself get some nice slides and helping out a good cause in the process.
Yeah, gotta go get yourself some slides. Look all nice and fancy. Just like some of these players right now looking for these shots early on, trying to even it up. If you are the Eagles, Lynxes already up 1. Doing a really good job. Gonna try and go for the shot. The goal's open. And there's another one for the Lynxes. A beautiful shot. Time to switch it up, Eagles, because Switch is all over that goal.
Yeah, Switch Among Us will get the 2nd goal of the game as well. I love that you can add little symbols into your name for Rocket League. I was going to say Steam name, but it's not a Steam name anymore. It's Epic Games. But yeah, Switch kicking things off 2 for 2 currently right now. 2 shots, 2 goals, and looking to make more as Switch is still putting on this pressure. The Lynxes have not slowed down. They have not taken their foot off the pedal here. The Eagles have been struggling in their own half for essentially 2 minutes at this point. The Lynxes fully in control of this game and looking to stay there as Switch trying to pass to themselves won't quite get it. And again, just a little bit of rotations here. Lynx is not too pressured right now to score a goal. They're just keeping the pressure on. They're just making it difficult for the Eagles to do anything in their own half.
Yeah, and now going to look for shots if you are on the side of the Eagles. But the Lynx's defense is so incredibly good. This rotation coming out from the Lynxes, you know, this is what you expect to see. But a nice shot comes in from question mark. And it's now going to be a 1-goal deficit for the Eagles.
Yeah. Yeah, so a lot of things that we're seeing here. I do like the Eagles coming out of nowhere, seemingly, where we were just not prepared for. I mean, the Lynxes were not prepared for that aggression there. Goom and question mark able to find something, but again, as we're talking here, we're gonna see another goal go in favor of the Eagles. Question mark credited with that once more. So we have two powerhouses on either side, question mark and switch, respectively, for the Eagles and the Lynxes, really keeping their team in check and holding it down.
Yeah, now going to be 2-2 as we approach 2 minutes left here in 2023. I thought you were going to say 2022, didn't you? All right, anyways, we are going to see the Lynxes trying to get this lead once more here. And, you know, Paposor doing a really good job getting aggressive and just trying to find these aerial touches to just really put the pressure on to the Eagles. But the Eagles can fly, and they're definitely going to bring that one back in return if they can. But right now, good pressure from the Eagles. Question mark going to go for the shot again, but the save comes out. A lot of shots being taken by question mark, but can't quite find the final shot to bring it into the goal right now. But minute 30 seconds left. Lynxes 2 and Eagles 2.
2 for 2 right now. Minute and 30 left on the clock. The Lynxes back to what we saw at the beginning of this game, being very aggressive. Paposor will get credited with that kill, but didn't do it alone. Daydreams did set it up for them and will get credited with that assist.
Yeah, really good job there coming in and finding that shot. The Lynxes back up in the lead here with a minute and 13 seconds left. The Eagles now back on that back foot once more, trying to find their way back up. The Eagles still haven't been in the lead yet here. Good shot comes in, but will be saved by the side of the Lynxes, who are going to throw a long ball all the way over. Can't quite find the shot, but almost, and never mind. There it is. The Lynxes able to find another one.
That hurts your soul a little bit to watch that, where the defense was there. They were able to get a touch on the ball. The Eagles were ready for it, but they just couldn't stop the ball. And it just allowed Paposor to get another one on the board. So currently Paposor and Switch, both 2 goals to their names. Lynxes up by 2, and they're looking to make it 3. Oh my gosh, Paposor that much closer to getting the goal. Eagles trying to make something happen here, but by the time they're able to rotate out, the Lynxes are also there. They're rotated out there on the defense, and they're going to stop any sort of aggression that the Eagles want to do.
Yeah, Lynx is doing a really good job just keeping that pressure on, trying to find a goal when they can, but not going to fully commit to it if they can't find it, just so they can turn around on that rotation. Find the defense, 10 seconds left. The Lynxes looking very, very good right now to take map number 1 here in this best-of-5 series and continue forward. We are going to see question mark goes for the shot. Ball, it will touch the ground. It's still alive here at 0 seconds until it will finally touch. We are going to see the Lynxes just trying to send it to the ground, but Eagles do want to try and find one more shot if they can. Shot goes in, and question mark can't quite find the ball, and Lynxes will take game number 1.
Yeah, and at that point, right at the end of the game, it's just a pride thing.
No, yeah,
it doesn't matter if you're keeping it alive and you're like, oh, why are they doing that? Why don't they just let it touch the ground and move on to the next game? It's a pride thing. It's also fun, right? Keeping the ball up.
Yeah, it's like that childhood thing, or I mean, childhood. I still do it. You know, when you like throw the balloon up in the air and you try to keep the balloon from touching the floor.
Yeah,
exactly. I mean, you know, it's a nice little fun thing.
Yeah, a little fun thing. But I will say, I think this game 1 is kind of what we expected. The Lynxes are very veteran. They're an experienced team in the Esports Tower Rumble. The Eagles, a newer team, a little bit greener coming into this. So Lynxes taking game 1 to be expected, I think. Also, when we look at the Lynxes, not only do they have a veteran team, they were also at the top of the leaderboard for several weeks. So a lot of their players very good, very talented, and it's up to the Eagles to dethrone them a little bit and to really mark their place in the universe, mark their place here on the Esports Tower Rumble. So game one going in favor of the Lynxes, but the Eagles showing a lot of promise, showing a lot of technical skill as well. I think this is not the last we're going to hear from them. I don't think that the Eagles are just going to roll over and let themselves become reversed or become swept 3-0 in this best of 5, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, I mean, the Eagles definitely showed some signs of life. They're able to find some goals and start to bring it back against the Lynxes, but unfortunately we were able to see the Lynxes found a couple of other goals that put them in the lead there, but overall, the Eagles definitely had a chance. It did show some signs of life there, so I guess we'll have to see if that life-showing sign continues as game number 2 is ready for us to get into. So let's go ahead and take a look at what the Eagles and the Lynxes have prepared for us, Alex.
Yeah, here we go, starting to back up. I think both these teams really playing at their own pace. Last series we saw one team like to play very aggressive, one team like to play very defensive. Here, both of these teams kind of dance into the beat of their own drum, not really allowing themselves to be restrained by a convention of we need to be super aggressive or we need to be super defensive. Feels like they're still feeling each other out, trying to figure out what needs to happen in order to get the advantage here. And already, Amethystical with a quick shot on net. It won't find purchase, but the demo will, and Goomy Boy will find that first goal. Also changed their tag in the process on the Eagles now, in case you weren't aware.
Yeah, we are going to see that first shot going before the Eagles. Like I said, you know, we have not seen the end. Like Alex said, we have not seen the end of these Eagles yet. They are going to definitely give the Lynxes a run for their money. And remember, like we mentioned earlier, 3 points for a sweep, 2 points for a win. So both these teams, you know, the Lynxes looking to continue for the sweep to get more points, but Eagles, they still have a chance to get those 2 points win, but they also have a chance to find another goal just like that. And the Eagles not out of this one yet.
Goomy Boy again will find another goal. 2 for 2 for them. And we're only a minute into this series. We saw the Lynxes, they were there. They tried to get the defense. They tried to clear it, but they didn't clear it far enough. The rotation was good from the Eagles. They were set up, and they were ready to finish off that goal. And now the Lynxes, surprisingly, for the first time in the series, on the back foot. They looked so strong in game 1, and now game 2, they look a little lost a minute and a half into this series.
Yeah, Lynxes need to make something happen if they want to even this one back up and take this victory and get that sweep points of all 3. So Lynxes need to figure out what their plan of attack is going to be, as the Eagles are going to be very, very aggressive. We're going to see the ball is currently on the side of the Eagles field, and we'll have some aggression. Ooh. Shot won't be found by Switch Among Us, but is going to definitely try and find it there. Some imposter syndrome comes out as a demo will be found onto one of the members. And now we are going to see the Lynxes once again back on that defensive side, as these Eagles are just doing an extremely good job on the aggressive pressure.
The Eagles are doing a good job. Question mark will be there to stop, but I thought that was an open net for sure, but able to get back just in time. The save is good, and right now we're looking at the boost on the side of the Lynxes. Depleted almost entirely for everyone. They will find those big boosts that they need, but they have to be very careful, especially if they're getting aggressive and they want to get into the air. They want to play a little bit more of this aerial, more of this faster paced game. They've got to pay attention to their boost, as we're seeing here. Almost all the Lynxes are out. Daydreams will get there just in time. Switch credited with the save. Again, the ball is dangerously floating in front of the net. Will get cleared only for a moment, because question mark is here to make things difficult.
Yeah, and still Eagles up 2 points in this game. 1 minute and 40 seconds remaining here. Lynxes struggling to just get the ball onto the other side of the field and get that oppressive pressure that they really want to have. The ball will get hit off the top. Goal going to be defended by question mark, who will send that one back, but we are going to see Lynxes going to start getting aggressive here. A demo will come online to one of the members of the Lynxes, and now we are going to see an air dribble come out. Won't be able to find the shot, however. Now Lynx is going to try and find it. Goal not going to be open, though. A demo comes on to one of the members of the Eagles, which could be the opening that the Lynxes need to find this point. We'll send it out to midfield to Switch, who's going to be trying to look for the shot. Can't quite find it, and it will be pinched back up, but the Lynx is still keeping that pressure on. The defense coming out from the side of the Eagles. I mean, look at question mark stats right now.
Oh my gosh, if you're the Lynxes, you've got to be just feeling frustration here. Finally, one shot goes into net. Daydream's credited with that, but it was a team effort over almost a 2-minute period where the Lynxes just could not find purchase. The defense of question mark of the entirety of the Eagles was just too good. They really set up that wall and they said, hey, you will not cross this line.
Yeah, now the Lynxes only need one more to go, and that's exactly what they needed. The Lynxes able to find another shot there in a matter of seconds, and now it will be 2-2 here. The Lynxes can still bring this one back and take this sweep lead if they really need it, want it.
Oh man, I can't wait to look at the replay from that goal. I'm pretty sure Papasaur scored that backwards. I'm pretty sure Papasaur backed up into the ball to secure it, to get it into the net. Either way, a weird trade right in front of the net. Papasaur ends up winning it, and a very, very slow goal that allows the Lynxes to tie things up. And now Papasaur in a great position to win this 1v1. Oh my gosh, doesn't win it. But unfortunately, the Eagles trip up on themselves, and they prevent anything from they allow the ball to get knocked in there. And from kickoff, they were out of time, so the ball just sort of hits the ground there.
Yeah, and now Lynx is able to take another victory there over the Eagles, just barely though, right? I mean, 2 goals were made just to even it up, and they were able to find that third one just barely in time with 1 second left before OT happened, and the Lynx is able to take that victory. Now 1 away match point from going with a clean sweep of the Eagles.
I think something important to note here, something to talk about, is Rocket League is one of those very volatile games. It changes so quickly. Anything can happen at a moment of time. So a lot of times we're like, oh, they're down by 2, but there's 15 seconds left. And if you're new to Rocket League, you're probably thinking, 15 seconds to score 2 goals. It took them 4 minutes to score 1 goal. But anything can happen, and in a blink of an eye, the game can switch. If you asked me at the beginning of that game if I thought that the Lynxes were going to be able to make that comeback after starting a minute into the game on a 2-point differential, I was going to tell you no way. No way. The Eagles have this in the bag. They can walk away with that. They were playing so well up until that very end, where the Lynxes just found some really, really good openings, and they were able to completely capitalize on that, allowing them to score 3 goals and not allow the Eagles to get any more. It was, I think that is really where we see the veteranness of this Lynxes team come into play, where they understand that even though they're down, they're not out, and they just keep pressing forward. The perseverance, the persistence, all of those good P words make of the Lynxes.
Yeah, and that's, a big thing, like you mentioned, right? That veteran status of being in the Rumble is, you're confident, you've done it before, you're calm under the pressure, even when you're down by a few goals, right? And we could definitely see that coming in from the side of the Lynxes, and the Eagles almost there, but weren't quite able to find that final little part to bring them to the victory. The Lynx is able to find that victory, and it looks like we are ready to go into game number 3. Match point for the Lynxes. Alex, take it away.
Yeah, we are seeing, oh my gosh, we almost saw a quick kickoff goal here. Lynxes on the precipice of getting another sweep in the Esports Tower Rumble. They are certainly going to do their best, because like we were talking about before, a sweep grants you 1 additional point over a win. So Lynx is looking for that 3-point rather than the 2-point for just winning. But like we said before, Rocket League, anything can happen. Anything changes so quickly, so the Eagles could pull out a reverse sweep here. The question is, can they do it? Question mark. Will answer my question with a question. and start out with a goal for the Eagles.
Yeah, now the Eagles going to be one up against the Lynxes here. They do not want to get swept. They want to keep their 2 points here. They do not want to give the Lynxes 3 points and a 4-0 in this season. So definitely going to see some aggression come in from the Eagles and a great start, but we saw that last game as well here. So we need to see some more aggressive plays from the Eagles. I think I need to see some more demos come out for them, as well as we are going to see another shot, it looks like, just sort of plops into the goal.
I don't know what happened there. It looked like there were members of the Lynxes around there to stop that, but they almost just kind of watched like a train wreck. You just kind of watch in horror as it's happening, and you just can't stop it. So Eagles will go up now 2-0, but this is the same thing we saw last game, where the Eagles had a very strong early lead, and then all of a sudden, especially at the end there, the Lynxes were able to switch it up and take the lead, get 3 points in a matter of just a small span of time.
Yeah, so now the question is, can the Lynxes bring that one back? As no one's on the goal, and the Eagles find another shot there. Now going to be up 3-0 against the Lynxes. And I mean, if you're an Eagles fan, this is exactly what you want to see from the Eagles. You know, staying calm, yes, your match point, but they are going for this shot and trying to make sure that the Lynxes can't get this sweep.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're an Eagles fan, thanks for tuning in. This is definitely not your traditional Sunday football, but arguably could be better. The 3v3 situation really adds a lot of intensity here and puts a lot of pressure on these players in a 1v1 situation. Gumi Boy will fly into the net. Switch will almost win out in that 1v1 against Amethystical, but instead Papasaur will touch the ball. It gets knocked backwards, still in the half of the Lynxes. The demo is good, but the goal is not. Papasaur now riding the wall, trying to get the ball into the net, but the defense, the rotation, all 3 members of the Eagles are there. 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining. We've just hit halftime. Still 3-0 in favor of the Eagles. The Lynxes looked like they were caught sleeping this match.
Yeah, you know, you've heard of Sunday night football, you've heard of Friday night football, but this is Tuesday night carball. And right now, the Lynxes going to be behind by 3, looking for the shots, and there it is. The Lynx is able to find that shot and start to bring this one back. 2 minutes left, 2-goal deficit here.
A strange goal, to be sure. A little bit of a lazy shot. Just not necessarily lazy in the way that the ball was defended or the ball was attacked, but just the way the ball sort of floated lazily, haphazardly into the net while everyone is scrambling around trying to stop it. Really just kind of adds something to the ambiance of the game. We will see an attempt from the Lynxes, but they will not find purchase. 1 minute and 40 seconds remaining. The Lynxes, desperation starting to reach in. We know that they need 2 points in order to just tie it up, or maybe 3 if question mark was going to hit that.
Yeah, and the pressure coming out from the Eagles is exactly what they need right now. If they can, they're already pretty comfortable right now with these 2 goals. A nice tap will get the ball out of the way, but you know, if the Eagles can find one more, they're going to be very, very comfortable here as there's still 1 minute and 15 seconds left. I mean, I've seen 4 goals scored within a matter of 30 seconds before, so you have to be very, very careful in this situation that you don't get too confident, you don't get too comfortable with the Lynxes this close to not only sweeping you out of this competition, but also taking this victory as they have done it before. The Lynxes going for these shots, but just can't quite find the full connection here onto that net as we approach 45 seconds left. Pop will touch it for a second, start to bring this one over. Running out of boost, though, won't be able to do too much more with the side of the Lynxes to continue this offensive attack. As now we're going to see the Eagles, really good plays so far. Amethystical is going to bring this one back, but it's just a pretty back and forth tug of war game right now. If you're the Eagles, you're fine with this. You're just killing time.
Yeah, Eagles are definitely happy about this situation, but the Lynx is running out of boost and running out of time. There's an opportunity. It's popped up too high. Daydream there will get the touch. The in-force, Papasaur coming flying through the net, won't find anything. And again, the defense from the Eagles is too good. The Lynx is running out of time. 5 seconds remaining. They're going to find a goal. The Eagles will go up 4-1 in the series, and they will prevent the sweep. 4 seconds, we say anything can happen in Rocket League, but 4 seconds is not enough time to get 3 goals.
Yeah, 4 seconds, the ball will touch the ground. The Eagles able to find themselves that victory there. Now going to be 2-1 here. Still definitely have the chance to come out on top.
Yep.
But they do have a hill to climb to do so. A reverse sweep needs to be in their cards if they want to take the Lynxes down here.
I mean, and from what we saw from the Lynxes there, they were sleeping at the wheel for a second, especially in that first half of the game. A lot of those shots that the Eagles made were uncontested when members of the Lynxes were around, when there were players on the field who were near the ball, who could have gotten in the path. I don't necessarily know what was happening there. Maybe the Eagles caught them off guard. Regardless, whatever it is, the Lynxes are going to need to shore up some of that, and the Eagles just need to keep doing what they're doing. It worked. It almost worked for them in Game 2, and in Game 3, it has worked out for them. So if they keep putting on this pressure, if they keep doing what they're doing, I think they may be able to pull out this reverse sweep. If you're the Lynxes, whatever happened in Game 1, whatever magic you found there in Game 1 and 2, that's what you got to do. Reach into your hat, pull out that rabbit, because you have got to stop the Eagles from getting that reverse sweep. We see it time and time again in the collegiate space, in the high school space. Teams just get so into their heads about everything. The momentum shift is crazy, and it can really topple giants that you weren't expecting.
Yeah, so that really is the question now is, now that the Lynxes are down that one matchup and the Eagles are starting to get momentum of their own to go forward, will the Lynxes be able to stay out of their own heads, especially in a game like Rocket League where it can just snowball over and over and over and over and over again to where before you know it, the game is over and you've been reverse swept. So the Lynxes now need to fully reset, take this time now that we have, and fully reset their mentals, figure out what they want to do going into this next matchup to stop the Eagles. And like we said, continue their sweeping movement of this Rumble so far, being 3-0.
Yeah. Well, it looks like the players already were just about ready to be hopping into this game. Something that we talked about right before we got into this is we talked about how both of these teams have a very wide roster and have the ability to send in several different members. But so far, we have seen no roster changes, no substitutions. We saw subs happening each game when we were looking at the Wolves, but this time haven't seen quite as much. So
yeah.
Interesting. We might see, especially as we're getting kind of closer, we are still on match point. Maybe we see some switches here. Maybe we see some swaps. I don't know. But the game is ready, so let's hop back into this. Remember that. All right, yeah, it looks like they were playing without us, so we're getting right into the action here. We're a minute into the game. No points have been scored, but the Lynxes are still on match point. So this bodes well, a lot better for them as instead of games 2 and 3 where the Eagles had such a strong start. Here we're a minute in and no one has been able to really make or find any purchase on the goal.
Yeah, and that's one of the things you got to think about, right? Is even though we weren't able to see that first minute, is now both these teams still no goal made, and that's really sort of important to think about. Is it's one of those games right now that both these teams are very, very close. Anything can happen. It just comes into which team will be the one who makes that first goal, as we are going to see Daydreams going to go for the shot. The demo comes out, but the defense gone, and there it is. The shot for the Lynxes after that chaos, going to be up 1 in this series now. The Lynxes able to pull that magic back out for one more time, one more trick up their sleeve, and will be up 2 in this series.
Daydreams getting so close, almost did it by themselves, but just unfortunately not able to get there, unfortunately. Popsword, though, will be that second man in the rotation and able to finish out that shot.
Yeah, and now we are going to see that with that 2 minutes and 40 seconds left here, the aggression coming in from the side of the Lynxes continuing up here, and now going to go further and further, trying to find this goal, trying to secure this victory here for this wonderful esports tower rumble match up here. And Now here we go. The Eagles getting aggressive of their own, but not enough boost for question mark, as they are going to have some, but they don't want to waste that 50 to do anything there. Amethystical going to miss the defense, and Lynxes will find another shot here with now going to be 3 goals with 2 minutes left.
That's so unfortunate. Amethystical was in the right spot at the right time, just not ready for the ball to soar over their head. Daydream looking for another shot as well. The Lynx is running away with this match. Not only are they ahead in points, but they're also just getting these demos. They're being aggressive. They're preventing the Eagles from even getting out of their own side of the net here.
Yeah, and now the Eagles have one hefty hill to climb and mountain to conquer if they want to take the Lynxes here. 3-goal deficit with now 1 minute and 35 seconds left. Some goals need to be made, but the aggression, there it is. That's what the Eagles need, but no one's there to follow up on the goal coming from Amethystical. We are going to see that Gumi Boykin will go for the shot. Can't quite find it, though. The Eagles going to be back on the defensive side once more. Here's the Lynx is going to find a nice dribble, passes it over, but no shot will be found. The demo is going to come out, though, which could be exactly what the Lynxes need to find this goal. Question mark sends it back to midfield now. Going to try and find this shot off of the roof. Looks for an air dribble. Switch. We'll switch it up and send it back over to the Eagles side of the field.
Yeah, I mean, the Eagles, they have the dribbles, they have the ball retention, but anytime they try to pass, anytime they try to set up someone else, they're just throwing it into the open arms of the Lynxes, who have been positioning themselves so well this entire series. Gumi Boy will get the shot. And of course, as I'm hyping up the Lynxes and their positioning, Gumi Boy will find a chink in the armor. They will find an opening, and the positioning was not great there. Lynxes just playing a little too far up. Gumi Boy will take advantage of that.
Yeah, and oh, the shot almost goes in. It's about 50% in, but that's, 50% doesn't count. It has to be all 100 to make that goal. Eagles going to find a nice defense there, and the Lynxes will find a demo on the question mark. Is it enough? Ooh. Yes, it is. The Lynxes with another goal. This is that powerful Lynxes gameplay that we saw in game 1 and 2 with now 17 seconds left. The Eagles need to make 3 goals, but with time ticking away, the Lynxes looking very, very strong, very, very dominant. The ball slowly falling. Now going to be impossible for the Eagles to come back out, and the Lynxes will take a nice 3-1 victory here and continue their sweep 4-0 in the Esports Tower Rumble.
Yeah, it's something about that last goal. We saw a lot of very slow and technical goals.
Yep.
And then that last shot, Papasor just rocketing it into the net. There's something enjoyable about seeing that, where we have these very, very methodical, very planned out shots, and then all of a sudden rocket through into the net. But yeah, what a series. The Lynxes really showing their dominance in the Esports Tower Rumble. We can tell why a majority of their players are in the top 5 on the leaderboard, just because they keep winning 4-0 in the season. So looking unstoppable, but not infallible.
Yes.
We did see the Eagles take advantage, especially in games 2 and 3, and really say, hey, this team is strong, but they're not undefeatable. There is the ability to take them down. We just need to find those weaknesses and exploit them.
Yeah, and that's what it comes down to, right? But that was our best of 5 series. We do have one more after this. It will be the Eels and the Wolves, which will be an interesting one. We saw the Wolves earlier today. The Eels we have not seen yet. That will be the special showcase matchup, which will be our best of 7 Rumble series. Ooh. Feels like a lot of different words to describe that one game, but you need a lot of different words because it's going to be a good one and you don't want to miss it. So be sure to follow Esports Tower on all of their social medias. That's going to be at Esports Tower everywhere that you want to go find them. TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, all those different places. And then, of course, go check more of us out at Shenandoah University at ShenU Esports on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. And then, of course, on Shenandoah Esports at YouTube and Twitch. See, like I reversed the on and the at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Had to switch it up a little bit.
Oh, goodness.
Sometimes I switch things up for my own good to, spice things up a little bit. But speaking of spicing things up, keep in mind that iSlides has joined forces with Esports Tower as the world streams for wishes. iSlides believes you should stand in what you stand for and offers a wide variety of customizable slides that give you the power to show off what you stand for. Head over to iSlidesUSA.com or scan that wonderful QR code on the screen and make sure you use promo code esports15 for 15% off your purchase and for a portion of the proceeds to be donated to Make-A-Wish.
Yeah. Remember, you can support a good cause if you donate, whether you have a little bit of money or a lot of money to help out Make-A-Wish, or you can support by making sure you got some nice slides. Using the QR code, using that discount code, a portion of the proceeds will be sent over to Make-A-Wish. So whether you're just fitting yourself out with some new shoes, some new slides, or you just want to help out, any little bit helps. So thank you in advance.
Yeah, and of course, as you go ahead, have some time to go do that. The QR code will be here for a little bit longer here, but all of that being said, we will have our best of 7 series after this very short break, so go get some water, go get your popcorn, because we will be right back after this very short break.
You want to rank up in Overwatch or Valorant? Score pro advice at esportstower.com. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, improve your performance under pressure. We'll match you with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up.
Don't you wish your slides were comfortable, high quality, durable, and most of all, custom? Well, guess what? We agree, and that drives everything we do. And because our custom game is next level, the only limitation to what's possible is your imagination. Stand in your passion, creativity, and stand in your colors. Whatever you can think of, we've got you covered. Head to iSlideUSA.com so you can stand in what you stand for.
It's safe to stand in line, but you run out into the sunshine all alone to the beat of your own song. Cause we're children of the sun.
Hello and welcome back, friends, to the Esports Tower broadcast here at Shando University. We already have seen 2 incredibly good matches so far of Rocket League. We've got 1 more to go, and of course, it's our showcase Rumble match, the best of 7, the Eels versus the Wolves. I'm Ryan Blankenhorn. Joining me is the one and only Alexander T. Krasek. Alex, how are you feeling so far, my friend?
I'm feeling phenomenal. It's always great to be here on the desk or the couch, whatever we have set up in the studio for the day. It's always great to be here with you, and we've seen some really amazing games. We saw a best of 3 series go the distance. We saw a best of 5 series go to game 4. So a lot of great action happening today, and I anticipate that this best of 7 will go the distance as well. I mean, we saw the Wolves earlier today, a tough loss. They just barely weren't able to win out in that best of 3. So I'm sure they're going to be coming back with a little bit of a vengeance. So I'm excited.
Yeah, so I am curious to see what exactly we will end up seeing between these 2 teams. Like we already saw the Wolves team compete earlier. Now we're going to see, what the Eels can bring to the field here. I do believe we have some replays of the most previous matchup. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at what all of those have to offer for us and get all of you refreshed on those amazing goals that we saw. And while you look at those amazing shots, we want to talk about a cause that is very close to our hearts. Make-A-Wish Foundation. Did you know that gaming wishes are among the fastest growing requests from sick children? For many of these children, playing their favorite games during treatment and meeting their favorite streamers or esports players can make all the difference in their lives and give them something to look forward to while they go through something life-threatening. That's why we are asking for your support in helping us grant these gaming wishes and support Make-A-Wish. By donating, you can help us make those dreams a reality for these amazing kids.
Yeah, really love everything that they're doing at Esports Tower and Make-A-Wish, and I love these goals. Oh my goodness. This best of 5 series had a ton of goals and a ton of great goals as well. We saw a lot of good individual and team play, so there's a mixture of that in the goals as well. And we saw some maybe goals that should have gone in, maybe goals that shouldn't have gone in as well.
Yeah, definitely some good shots coming in from the most recent replay here with the Lynxes and the Eagles. And, for this Eels versus Wolves matchup, the Eels are later comers to the Rumble series. They're made up of players who maybe just missed out on other rosters, so they have a lot to prove going into this matchup. And when it comes to the Wolves, after, starting the night, unfortunately not coming out on top, they are really hoping to get this win and secure these 2 points going forward here, especially because, like we mentioned, this is the showcase match, so there's definitely something on the line here.
There is something on the line. And I think also when we're looking at this point system, a lot of these games are rewarded if they're a bit shorter. Because teams are rewarded for getting that sweep. They're rewarded for, sweeping out the opposition. They're rewarded for winning, and then they're just rewarded for being there as well. So these longer series make it more difficult to get the sweep. Or if you are getting a sweep in a longer series here, you're doing it in dominant fashion. Yeah. So we're either going to see an incredible 4-0 or we're going to see something that goes the distance because it is a fight for points. And like we talked about before, the Lynx is on top of everything right now. Yep. It's up to the other teams to crawl their way into that leaderboard and kind of dethrone some of these Lynx players.
Yeah, and you mentioned it really fast, 4-0. I do want to clarify on that. Since it is a best of 7, that does mean the first 2-4 wins. Just quickly clarify that as the best of 5s are normally the first to 3, best of 3s are first to 2, best of 7 is first to 5. So
I love math. First to 4.
Yeah, you know what? Game's ready, so let's just go ahead and take a look at this because we got a competitive matchup here, and let's go ahead and see who takes this one, the Eels or the Wolves. Alex, take it away.
Yeah, looking over at the Wolves, we're seeing some familiar names. We have AS1 Free Inc. We've got Torque2, and we have a newcomer, Kuda, with a lot of symbols around their name. I can't tell if that's katakana or just some silly little symbols. On the other side for the Eels, we've got we have Lam, we have Rick, and we have Doom. It's almost Llama, but it's not quite.
You know, these players got some interesting names here, so you know, you gotta, you know, some players just like their names be called out when they do something crazy. So, you know, you just try your best to do whatever you can, right? As we are gonna see, first off here, the ball in the favor of the Eels. Find a demo on both sides here. No one's been able to find that goal yet, however. Pretty back and forth game so far that we've seen multiple times in tonight's matchups, these back and forth matchups. So it really is who can find that first goal, who can really start to bring it up for their team.
Yeah, and something that we're noticing here is the Wolves like to play very aggressive. So far, they have 2 shots on goal, but it's still a little bit slower than you normally would expect someone like the Wolves to play. Maybe they're just feeling each other out, trying to figure out the play style of the Eels. The ball in front of the net. No one is there to touch it in. Oh, no. That was a great opportunity, an open opportunity for the Wolves, and they just can't finish it.
Yeah, and it does look like Kuda was going for that flip reset, but couldn't quite find it there. The ball now going to be going back over to the side of the Eels field as we're approaching the 3-minute mark here. One member of the side of the Wolves able to find that nice defense. Ball just going back and forth right now, and it really is just who can find that first hole in the defense, who goes for the triple commit maybe, which team gets more impatient first, right, is really what it comes down to, and which team can capitalize on that impatience, capitalize on the mistakes of their opponent. As we're going to see that right now, it's still back and forth, and we're already 2.5 minutes in.
2.5 minutes in, just about halftime here. Free Ink trying to make something happen, and again, we're seeing it just back and forth between both of these teams. We're seeing some opportunities, some shots, some saves, but so far no one has really been able to make too much progress in breaking down the defense. Doom will center it, but Kuda is there to pick it up and is just dribbling it on the hood of the car. Will win that 1v1. The double commit is good. They will get the save, but it's back to Free Ink, who will pass it over to Doom, who takes it away, gets snuffed out instead. Rick, the 16th, can't find it just yet. Lam will find something, but it does lose out on that 50-50. Walks away with the demo, but that's just about it. And again, both these teams back and forth. No one really making any headway. It's just a lot of, I don't know, pressuring each other, feeling out the defense. Rick will get the touch set up by Lam, and like that, Eels will start off with the first goal of the series.
Yeah, great shot going in. Torque couldn't quite find that defense on the final shot, and we are going to see the Eels able to find that first goal, and now it really is back on the Wolves. They're back end with 1 minute and 45 seconds to even this one back up. But as Alex and I have mentioned multiple times tonight, a lot of things can happen in just a minute, let alone almost 2. So now it is just the Wolves trying to find this shot to even the series back up. But the Eels, really good job so far, just able to slither around, find a goal, able to find a demo. Air dribble comes in, but the defense is going to come in from the side of the Eels. The Wolves not going to be able to find that shot. And now the defense back for the side of the Wolves once more here. They just are struggling to find this offensive side as the pressure coming in from the Eels is just immaculate.
Yeah, it seems almost uncharacteristic how slow the Wolves have been playing in this game 1. I don't know if they're afraid of overextending, but wow, what a shot from Doom. The setup from all the way in the backfield. Oh no, that's so unfortunate. Free Ink tried to get a touch on it, instead just touched it into the line of fire for Doom to just load it and send it away. Eels go up 2-0 in the series, only 1 minute and 5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, and now, sorry, now we are going to see that since the Eels up 2 goals on that series, going to try and find another one here. The Wolves have 50 seconds, I can read time, to even this series back up. Eels being up 2 at the moment. Wolves going to try and find this, but like I said, the Wolves, they're not really having the best of time on this offensive side. The Eels are doing such a good job keeping the pressure onto the Wolves side of the field. We are going to see that Doom goes to the shot, won't be able to find it though. Going to try and set up, and there it is. Lam will find the 3rd goal for the Eels.
the Eels in a great position right now. They've been doing everything right. They've been keeping control of the ball, even getting past 3 members of the Wolves who are all set up in net. I mean, it's just tough for the Wolves right now, and we talked about this before. Anything can happen, but also the momentum can switch, so this might be a time for the Wolves to look at the scoreboard, look at the progress that they've made this game, and say, oh, you know what, I think we just look to game number 2. And we saw an attempt from the Wolves, freeing, just not in the right position, misses out on that opportunity, and the ball is back in their half. Kuda has an opportunity. Doom just going to knock it away. And anytime the Wolves look like they're close, it gets taken away from them. Free Ink has a shot. It's blocked, and the ball will almost touch the ground.
Oh, no way.
Lom keeps it alive a little bit longer, but the ball will not find purchase in the net. Gets close. Eels take game number 1.
Yeah, Eels doing a really good job taking that first game against the Wolves, almost finding that 5th goal as well, but just not quite able to find it there. So really, really good job coming in from the Eels, able to find those goals, continuing to go forward after a decent amount of time of no goals being made.
Yeah, there was a bit of a drought in the beginning of that game, like you said, but all it took was just one. One kind of. It took 1 goal and it became 3. We also have a nice graphic here to take a look at some of these shots, some of these goals, some of these saves. So I love to see that. Love the ability to kind of get a little bit more of a report after the game. I mean, the main report though is the Eels 3-0 for that first game. They're looking for blood in the water.
Yeah, and, you know, you got to give some really good credit there. It looked like the side control, I mean, though it was in the favor of the Eels, there was actually pretty even we saw in those stats. So I think the Wolves now just really need to focus on, they have that control, but they need to have that oppressive offensive control. They have a lot of that sort of control when it comes to defense, and they can throw the ball over there, but they can't tend to find that full advantage to take over the Eels there. So that's the biggest thing with the Wolves right now, to just be aggressive and find those shots as a team.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the biggest thing that we were talking about, is that the Wolves, they can play well together as a team when their rotations are on point and when they're playing up. But I think we missed out a lot of that. The Wolves were playing back a lot. They weren't really, you know, picking up on each other's signals. We saw a lot of missed opportunities. So if they can kind of shore up some of those mistakes, we'll have a series on our hand. And game 2 is just about ready. So let's hop in to game number 2, the Eels versus the Wolves. The Eels with a phenomenal start onto game 1. How will the Wolves respond?
That is the question. The Wolves going to start off strong here on the kickoff. Not going to be able to find the shot if you are Kuda here. Going to try and bring the aggression back on, but no can do at the moment here. Eels now looking to find their first goal. Really good defense coming in from the Eels right now. They're going to see these shots taken, but the Eels are just able to send it back around. Things are getting a little dangerous if you are the side of the Wolves, as that ball is just precariously around your goal at the moment. A demo will come in on one of the members of the Wolves. This could be what the Eels need. Shot goes up, but will it find its goal? Ooh. Not quite there, but the pressure was definitely on from the side of the Eels to the Wolves, and now the Wolves looking for a shot of their own here. Goal undefended, but Torque will still be able to find the shot even after the touch.
Well, I'm really loving what I'm seeing here, both from the Eels and the Eagles. We're seeing the aggression come out here. I mean, look at that. Free Ink just playing that enforcer role, getting it ahead of the ball, making sure that anyone who gets anywhere close is being disrupted. Doom able to get a touch on the ball, but wasn't able to have a full defense because of that play from the Wolves. And on the other side, the Eels have been doing very similar things. They've been bumping around those goalies. They've been messing it. They've been getting demos with anyone near the goal to give themselves an open shot, an open opportunity to get a goal. The Wolves just did it first, and they got first blood.
Yeah, and now the Wolves with that starting up 1, going to start off really, really strong here. Now going to be looking for more. This is the aggression that I was talking about that I wanted to see more of coming in from the Wolves, is going for these shots, not just keeping the ball on the side of the field of the Eels, but actually going for the shots. And that's what we saw for the Wolves to get that first shot. Now going to be looking for some more here. The Eels just trying to even the series back up at the moment, but doing a really good job if you are the Wolves on that defensive side. The shot goes in once again on the side of the Eels field. And now we are going to see the Wolves getting aggressive once more. Can't quite find the shot, though, as a demo goes on to the Wolves. It's exactly what the Eels need to bring it back on. But there's a nice shot comes in from the Wolves. Can't quite find the full goal. Yeah, but what a shot comes in from Kuda.
And this is what I like to see. I love to see this out of the Wolves, them getting aggressive, them taking matters into their own hands. I think game one, we saw them sitting back, being very passive, being very defensive, and it just doesn't really work out with their play style. So instead, seeing them playing up, playing aggressive, getting involved, it looks so much better for their team. It looks so much better for their synergy, and already it's looking better for the scoreline.
Yeah, and now we are going to see that with the Wolves up 2 with the 2 minutes and 47 seconds left, it's very, very winnable for them to take this one back and really just start to even the series back up 1-1. Remember, first to 4 here, it is their show match series, so definitely the match that these players want to perform the best in, and the Wolves have one redemption arc story to meet as well due to losing that first match earlier today. Going to try and take this victory here, but to do that, they just need to find some more goals, and the Eels surely need to find some if they want to continue their win streak.
Ball gets knocked down, and we're seeing some bumps from both sides here. The double commit on the attack will not net them anything, and instead Kuda does get control of the ball, does drop it unfortunately. Ball still in that midfield. Awkward touches all around. Doom is the first one to actually make something happen. Ball gets popped up. No dice, unfortunately. Doom with another shot. Kuda is there to stop it, and the aggression now switches over in favor of the Wolves. They get an opportunity to attack.
Yeah, now we are going to see the Wolves once again on this aggressive side like Alex just said here. A good defense comes in, but off the left side won't quite go in for the Wolves. Minute and 30 seconds left. The Eels still need to make 2 more goals if they do want to win this one. The Wolves looking good. They want to try and make a third comfort goal for this series. We are going to see that Rick is going to try and find these shots, but just not going to quite be able to set it up for anyone on their team. Shot comes in, long ball from the right side of the field. Won't find the connection on the Wolves' goal. Kuda watching the defense. And the Eels not going to be able to make this shot, but they're definitely trying right now as the shot's going to go back and forth onto this goal. But we are going to see with just a minute left here, the Wolves still up 2 in this game number 2 here. 1 minute remaining. There you see it, folks. And now the Wolves back on this aggressive side as the Eels will have it on their side of the field. Torque can't quite find that touch as the Eels will come in from the side. Going to find that goal, but not quite as the nice save comes in. If you are the Wolves, who will now send it back over to the Eels side of the field midfield. Rick hits it, and now Torque going to try and find a way to bring them back, but 30 seconds left. If you're the Wolves, you're looking pretty good.
Yeah, the Eels will find 1 goal, so 34 seconds to get another goal means that it is not quite lost. It isn't over just yet. Doom doing a great job of getting past the defenders in order to put one in the back of the net. Wolves, though, still looking good. They still feel good in this situation. They just need to waste time. 30 seconds. Popping the ball up high for the kickoff has worked great in their favor. That's exactly what they're looking for. That's what they needed.
Oh, what a shot.
Will find the goal as well, getting past, threading the eye of the needle, and just finding it there after being set out by Free Ink. Look at that pass. 2 defenders. No one there to stop him. Kuda will secure the victory for the Wolves. I'm saying that a little prematurely, obviously, but 23 seconds to find 2 goals. It looks almost impossible.
Yeah, the Eels have to make 1 and then keep it up in the air for a golden goal situation, but as we're approaching 10 seconds here, the Eels need to make something crazy happen, and unfortunately that will be taken down by the Wolves, and that will be the Wolves' victory here. With 4 seconds left, the time will just tick away. We'll see if the Eels can find 1 more shot, but it does look like the ball will touch the ground, and the Wolves evening this best of 7 series up 1-1.
I told you it was going to be a good game, and I told you game 1, the Wolves looked uncharacteristic. They didn't look like the normal selves. They didn't look like they were playing to their full potential.
Yep.
Here in Game 2, we see them getting aggressive. We see them being proactive, and that's exactly what they needed to do in order to really take control of the game and take control of the series.
Yeah, and we take a look at this statistics sheet right here, and interestingly enough, the side control Wolves actually had less that time, but that boost usage 50 to 50 and total shots only 40% came in from the Wolves. So the Wolves were just able to find those victory shots rather than bombarding the Eels there. We did see a lot come out from Kuda though, who was able to find that one of those shots there for the team, but everyone on the side of the Wolves made a goal for that round.
Yeah, hey, share the love, right? If you have the opportunity, make sure everyone gets the ball, make sure everyone touches it. And at the end of the day, right, it doesn't matter who gets the ball in as long as it's getting into the net. That's really all you need to worry about. You don't need to worry about, oh, this is our star shooter, that this person needs to have all the goals. Now, share the love. If someone touches the ball to secure it in there, that's just part of the game. They're just making sure that ball gets in the net. There's no stolen goals. It's all shared. We're all working together as a team.
Yeah, and so now it comes down to the fact of now these teams are back to 1-1. You can kind of treat it as a best of 5 because now it really is who can get the 3 wins first to take this victory. 1-1, Eels need 3 more. Wolves need 3 more victories here, but it is a best of 7. So, you know, things can happen. The players can start to get tired. The Wolves, like we've mentioned, have already played once today. So, you know, it's going to be interesting to see if the Eels can sort of capitalize on that play style coming in from the Wolves, as it does look like I can see in the corner of my eye that the players are ready to go for game number 3 here of the Eels versus the Wolves as the match starts right off the bat.
Yeah, and this is something we don't get to talk a lot about in the Esports Tower Rumble. It is fatigue being something that you need to worry about. Not only do you have these players who already played a series earlier in the day, but the best of 7 can really wear and kind of take its toll on you mentally when you're, you know, doing your best to win. You feel the wins exponentially, but you feel the losses exponentially as well. So that is something we have to keep in mind, especially as we are going deeper into the series. Momentum is a big factor. Mental is a big factor. And same with exhaustion.
Yeah, so, you know, we're going to see this sort of which team gets that exhaustion first and who comes into that situation in the long run here, as we are going to see some demos, shots, and saves come out from all the teams here. No goal quite made yet at the moment, but this is exactly what the Eels need, but they can't quite capitalize on that shot yet. But now the aggression for the side of the Eels is on as they can start to go for this goal.
And this is kind of a reminiscent of Game 1. Alam going to find an early goal for the Eels. The Wolves being pushed back into their own corner. Alam there to finish off what Rick started. What a great goal. Ryan reacting to it twice at this point.
Yeah.
Is ready for it.
Yeah, you know, Eels just doing a really good job there, able to make that shot. And, you know, that's exactly what the Wolves need to be aware of, is these Eels are ready and they have good team play with each other. So, wait, the goal's open. Not like this, Eels.
No, dude, we'll get to it. Oh my gosh, yeah, I thought that ball was just about to slowly roll into the net. But here's an opportunity. Torque not quite able to find it, just a little off, though too wide on the net there. Kuda will touch the ball, does get cleared out by Torque. Free ink in the back, second man position. Torque setting it up in the center. Doesn't quite get the touch they were looking for, though, unfortunately.
Yeah, Eels trying to find this goal here, trying to bring it back over to the side of the Wolves field, but this is where the Wolves are doing a good job, is they're keeping the pressure onto the Eels, though not being able to quite find those shots yet. Shot goes in, but won't quite make it in yet. And we haven't seen the shot go in yet for the Wolves, but they're keeping the pressure on, and that's what they need to do. They need to keep the pressure onto these Eels and really just say, hey, we are not out of this fight yet, as long as we keep the pressure onto you. The shot once again goes close for the Eels here. We are going to see that Rick tries to touch the ball, but is actually going to end up hitting their teammate instead. And now the Eels have an open shot. Can't quite find it, though. Can the second one find it? Can the third one find it? The shot is just going to go back and forth. The double touch won't be there for Lam. And now the Wolves can start to be aggressive once more and bring it back over to the side of the Eels side of the field here. We're against the Eels have that boost and therefore will be able to defend, as the Wolves have no boost to be able to continue this this offense.
the Wolves were able to survive that onslaught. The question is, can they do it again? We are going to see the demo in net, but unfortunately, I don't know what happened there. The Eels just kind of let that opportunity go to waste. There was a completely open net, and they weren't able to capitalize there. Ball gets knocked away. Torque, speaking of knocking away, will save that ball there and is actually pushing their own attack. Rick comes out of nowhere from left field to stop that ball, to save it from going into the net. The Wolves looking a little bit more comfortable in this game. They're getting a little bit more aggressive, but really for the most part of this game, what on earth? What a shot. Let's take another look at that. Lom, of course, in the air, and then Doom out from under there. The old switcheroo gets the perfect touch and over the defenders. They were not ready for that.
Yeah, the Wolves not really prepared for that, and that's what I mentioned, right? This team play coming out from the Eels is what you have to be very, very aware of, as they're very, very good at it, right? We are going to see a lot of pressure comes in from the Wolves, but if, you can't really pass it to your teammates or you're not working too well as a team, then, you're not going to be able to find these goals. While the Eels, on the other hand, they may not have all of the offensive pressure on the side of the Wolves side of the goal, but when they are on that side of the field, it's always, 2 or 3 of the members of the Eels are ready to work together as a team and find this shot, as we've seen twice now. And that's what it comes down to, as Lom will find another one on the Eels' goal, and now the Wolves have one very big hill to climb as we approach a minute left.
Oh my gosh, Lom, the sharpshooter, all the way from the other end of the field. The goal, the save was almost there, but not quite. They weren't able to get rid of it, unfortunately. And like that, the Eels going up 3-0 in the series. A minute remaining. It is looking very difficult for the Wolves to make this comeback here.
Yeah, and that's what it comes down to, is the Wolves need to make 3 goals in 42 seconds here. And can they do it? The shots go in, and that will be a great way to start, as Kuda will find the first one to start to bring the Wolves back here. This is a very nice shot that we saw right off the top crossbar. Kuda goes in and finds the goal there, but 2 goals to make, 40 seconds to do it. It's possible, but the Eels have a great defense.
Yeah, it is possible, and maybe we're talking down the Wolves a little too early. The opportunity was there. Doom, the net is open, the double tap. No one is around. Will secure that goal, and the Eels go up 4-1.
Yeah, a really good double tap comes in from Doom to make that shot. I mean, basically just all on their own there. And now 3 goals once again. The Wolves, 14 seconds to even this one back up. I mean, it's possible to make goals 10 seconds each, but you've got to do it fast here. And the Eels will start off by just making a demo on Nakuda, who is the only one who's made that shot so far. But Torque will find a nice goal, back to a 2-goal deficit if you are the Wolves.
What a shot and what a setup from Torque there, setting themselves up. I mean, Lom was there, but Lom could just watch. And with that, the Wolves taking that 3-point differential into a 2-point differential. Like you said, they have 10 seconds a goal. Maybe they can do it. Rick trying to make another goal on the side of the Eels. Time is ticking away. 15 seconds remaining. The Wolves need to do something. They need to get that ball in the Eels' half, but it's not looking likely, as the Eels are unrelenting with their attack here.
Yeah, the Eels did a really good job. There's the ball, still alive until it touches the ground. Lom will find another goal to add salt to the wound there, and just like that, the Eels 5-2 against the Wolves take another game. This one a lot more dominantly than the ones we've seen previously.
Yeah, it really feels like the Eels have found their rhythm.
Yeah.
They found their pacing. They knew what they wanted to do. They knew what they needed to do, and they were able to capitalize on that. I mean, they started out the game strong. They just kept racking up points. The Wolves took advantage of some opportunities, but at the end of the day, they just didn't find the same success that the Eels did.
Yeah, and so with that, the Eels coming out on top. We get to see some of their stats again here. And, I mean, there were a lot of saves, shots going in from the Eels. We can see with all those shots that were taken on that goal, really, really good job coming in from the Eels, compared to the side of the Wolves, where there's only about 6 total orange little dots there, and only about 4 of those are actual goals. So a lot of shots taken for the side of the Eels, and you could see that one of those players being Lom with a lot of shots going forward.
Yeah, definitely something that we're keeping our eyes on, all these players. And while we're talking about players and their different performances, obviously Lom has been doing a phenomenal job. We have to definitely keep our eyes on Doom, who has been going crazy for the side of the Eels. But also on the side of the Wolves, they've been doing really well. I'd like to give kudos to Kuda. But in Game 1, we saw a switch every single game. Here, we have not seen any switches just yet. And I don't know if that might be attributed to player fatigue, might be attributed to just, I don't know, a unwillingness to change this roster. Maybe they're a little worried about the synergy for the team members themselves. Something needs to change for the Wolves, though. And they have players on those sidelines in order to change them.
Yeah.
The question is, can they do that? Do they want to do that? Or do they think that this 3-man squad have the best opportunity, have the best chances to defeat the Eels?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing some of the other players of the Wolves come in, right? I wouldn't mind seeing a Hop come in to do some really cool work for the side of the Wolves. So, I mean, I guess it really comes down to what the coaches for the Wolves think is the best option going in with that flexibility of the roster.
Yep.
But, I mean, I definitely think that you can explore that opportunity now that, you know, the Eels have started to adapt to how this current roster of the Wolves play, you know, maybe change something up, as it does look like the next game is ready to go. So let's go ahead and see what the plan of attack is for the Wolves to try and even this series back up once more against the Eels.
Well, we will see. I think if the Wolves want to have a chance here, they need to come out quick. They need to start fast, and already they're doing that, but Lom will shut down Kuda with a demo. Already, the Wolves feel like they're starting out strong, but not strong enough. Never mind. Torque gonna make me eat my words immediately. Look at that air mobility. Gonna slide that through. Lom is there, can't stop it, and the Wolves start strong. This is what they need to do to take a game, to take the series off the Eels.
Yeah, and now we are going to see that with the Wolves up in that series so far, what else they can do to take this victory and really come out on top. But the Eels doing really good pressure right now, looking for the shot, can't quite find it though. Going to look for something. The demo comes out, and now the Wolves can be aggressive on the side of the Eels goal once more, but the bump comes out, not the demo. I'd say sometimes a demo is better than a bump. Wouldn't you, Alex?
Yeah. Wait. Hold on a second. Yeah, I mean, I think in situations like this, you're looking for the demo, but the bump will do in certain circumstances where you just get them out of the way for a second. And that's what a lot of these plays really need. They just need the player in the goal. They just need the player who's attacking with the ball. They just need them moved out of the way for a second. And the bumps are a great way to do that, a great way to just give your team a little more space. But, of course, while we're talking, we have seen so many demos come out early on in this game. That's 4 demos already.
Yeah, these players are getting very aggressive, and just there's another one just getting really aggressive here onto each other. And, you know, demos, yes, it's a funny little thing to see, but it's also a very good strategy, right? Because if you can demolish, yes.
Demolish?
Demolish, there we go. If you could demolish one of your opponents who's defending the goal and then get one of your teammates to score where that old opponent was defending, it's a really good opportunity to find that goal. The Eels trying to still find their current even up goal here as we approach 3 minutes now. Trying to even this up as the Wolves are up by 1. So the Wolves, you're not really too comfortable yet, just be up by 1, but you're definitely okay with being up by 1 as both these cars will be jammed for a little bit of time.
I mean, yeah, the Wolves would much rather be up by 1 than down by 4, so really trying to make use of this advantage that they have right now. I mean, and even if they're up by 1, they're certainly not resting on anything. They are still attacking. That is a wide open net. Lom will take advantage of that, just knocks it in. We're tied up 1-1 right now. Take a look at this shot again. Oh my gosh, no one is around. Free Ink trying to get there, but can't get there fast enough.
Yeah, and that's exactly what the Eels needed to even this series up 1-1. Keep in mind the Eels are up 2 games right now, and they need 4 to take this best of 7 victory and come out on top. So really, really good job so far coming out from the Eels. But the Wolves getting aggressive once more. They want to take that 1-goal lead again. They liked how that was, and they want to do it one more time here, even up this series 2-2. And currently, the Eels doing a pretty good job on that defense, trying to get back on that offense here. But both these teams even, neither team in the lead right now as we approach under 2 minutes now. Which team can come out with that first goal to really start sitting as time starts ticking away?
And so many demos. I mean, Doom alone has 4 demos just playing this enforcer role. Even now, just pushing aside the members of the Wolves. I know that the cards don't necessarily, you know, change how much of a bruiser you are, unlike like Mario Kart. But I mean, it feels like Doom on this big chunky car has been moving people around.
Yeah, Doom playing like a Doomfist right now, but Kuda will find a shot and bring the Wolves back up again here, a minute and 23 seconds. A great shot from Kuda, by the way. The goal basically wide open there, and now the Eels back on the back foot once more. Need to find one shot if they want to bring this back up against the Wolves and stand a chance to continue forward to bring this victory in their hands, but the Wolves going to make that difficult. Nice dribble is going to come out from Kuda. Won't be able to find the shot, though. Doom goes for the ball, but won't be able to find it as the rest of the Wolves will be there to give that defense. Now, Rick, the demo, like I mentioned earlier, the one demo on the defender leaves an open goal for Rick to find the shot, and the Eels even this series up before we hit the 1 minute mark.
Look at that. I mean, Doom is not even playing soccer anymore. It's just demolition
playing
derby.
Rugby.
Yeah, playing rugby, hunting down these members on the Wolves. Wolves think that they can just sit in the goal and wait for the ball to come to them. No, you have to avoid the onslaught. You have to avoid incoming damage from Doom, who is just looking for anyone not moving fast enough, who's not moving enough that they can just take advantage of that.
Yeah, now with the Eels and the Wolves, even Steven at the moment here, we're going to see who finds that next goal, as now we're approaching that close to sudden death goal time, where every one of these seconds that ticks away is going to be less time for the opposing team to even this series back up. And, you know, we could see another 4-second goal that gives the win to one of these teams. So 30 seconds remaining here. Both these teams trying to find this goal. They don't want to go into overtime. They want to take this win early here. The pressure is on the Eels' goal, but will be switched back over onto the side of the Wolves now, as Rick looks for the shot. Will get defended here. 13 seconds left. Going to try and keep this ball up. A pressure is on right off the top of the Wolves' goal, but won't quite go in yet. 5 seconds left. As long as that ball does not touch the ground, it is still anyone's game here. But we are going to see that it touches the ground, and we are in a golden goal scenario, folks. The first one of the night, so let's quickly run through what that means. But never mind, right off the kickoff from Lom.
Oh, no. Off the kickoff, Lom will get credited with that goal. Taking another look there, just making it through. Unfortunately, you had 2 members of the Wolves there trying to contest it. They don't get the right touch on it, and Lom, just a lucky goal there, walks away with it.
Yeah, you know, what I was going to say is golden goal, the first team to make a goal will take the round, and the time never ends until that point. But Lom really didn't care for that. We just wanted to move on.
Yeah, Lom didn't want to hear it.
Yeah, Lom did not want to hear it, and the Eels now going to be up 3-1 at the moment. They just scored 3-2 over the Wolves there, and once again, pretty even overall, but look how many shots the Eels took. 65% of shots taken in this game were by the Eels, and they were able to make some really good shots, and look at all the demos coming out from Doom. That's 5 demos, Alex.
5 demos. It kind of surprises me that with so many demos, we see Boost being used more in favor of the Wolves when we know that Doom has been going around hunting for anyone to just boost into and destroy them. Side control also 50-50 surprises me a little bit, especially because, I mean, most of these markers are on the blue half of the side here. So again, interesting statistics that we got here, interesting numbers to look at. This felt like the Wolves game. It felt like their game to lose, their game to run away with. And we saw a couple of missed opportunities when we were watching the Wolves. There were a couple of open shots, open nets that the Wolves either missed or they couldn't quite capitalize on. And that feels a bit disheartening. It feels like morale is a little bit low, especially for a game like that where you know that if the Eels win that, they're going into match point. If the Wolves win that, they basically take it to a best of 3,
Yeah.
And now we're in this pivotal situation, this pivotal position where the Wolves need a win here. They cannot allow the Eels to win, or the Eels will walk away with that victory. And, we're in a dangerous situation, Ryan.
Yeah, now the Eels only 1 game away of taking this best of 7 series for themselves and taking this victory here. So it really comes down to the Wolves, what they can pull out of their sleeves, if they can work as a pack and take this victory, start bringing it back. You can't see Alex right now, but he just gave me a really disappointed laughter at that little pun there.
I give you a little giggle.
But yes, the Wolves still need to find these victories. Currently, sudden death for the Wolves, 1-game territory for the Eels to take this show match victory. Can they do it? I guess we're about to find out as the round is ready to go. Match point for the Eels. Alex, let's get it on.
Here we go. We are indeed getting into this. And again, I keep talking about this before. If the Wolves are going to have any sort of success in this matchup, they need to play to their strengths. They need to play aggressively. Important thing to note here as well, no substitutions. I thought we might see a switch up happening here, but they are happy with their roster and they're going to keep it that way. Doom trying to go for an early goal. Actually, that was a Lom shot. Doom was trying to finish it up. Lom loves these sharp shooting positions, loves to shoot from their own goal, and I mean is ridiculously accurate with it as well. So keep doing your thing.
If it's not Baroque, don't fix it, as Lom will try to find those shots from across the field here. Pressure from the side of the Wolves will be on the Eels, trying to find that first goal win once again, try to get that comfort pick and go forward. Haven't quite found it yet, but is definitely going to be searching for that goal here, as we are going to see that the shot goes in from the Wolves. Will not find it, however, and now the Eels still on the defensive side. Will find a nice defense here. Can Doom now take control of the ball? Will be tapped in the middle. And there it is. Now Rick will send it into the side of the Wolves field, but immediately returned in by Kuda. Can the Eels stop this goal as they're now back on that defensive side? 3.5 minutes approaching.
It's something that I really love about these longer matches, these best of 7s, is it's a lot more time to learn your opposition. And oh my gosh, the demos are raining in. There is no one left. There's no one around to be able to defend the goal. Rick just has an open shot. Doom and Lom just making sure no one is around, no one can be around, and the Eels are really excelling at this playstyle of being the enforcer, being the big bad guy who just pushes people around, and it's working out perfectly. Oh my gosh, Rick with the shot. Lom's going to finish it up. They didn't even need a demo or a boop there. They heard me talking. They said, hey, wait a second. We got some shooting power as well. We don't even need to bump people around.
Yeah, and the Eels, 2 goals in a matter of about 30 seconds there. And now the Wolves need to find their way back, crawl themselves out of the den, and find this even series back up. But it's going to be a struggle as the Eels are doing a really good job. You see the demos come out. We've already seen a total of 5 demos from the entirety of the Eels roster, 3 of them being from Doom. That Demolition Derby player himself right now able to find these kills or find these demos and go forward. A shot goes in from Torque though, and we'll start to even this one back up.
I love this play so much. Take another look. Free Ink going through the center there. Literally tees it up for Torque. Torque through there. It's a straight shot, but it doesn't matter. No one is ready for it. They're not prepared. Torque slides through 3 defenders. Not 1, not 2, but 3 defenders from the Eels. no one there to stop it. The Wolves are one step closer to tying this up, but Doom, if he has anything to say about it, trying to take that shot, won't quite finish it off, and instead we are still at this 2-1 situation as we reach halftime. Free Ink trying to make something happen, will pass it back to Torque, who will get the touch on it, but because of the interruption, won't be able to find too much out of that. Kuda there pushed up as well. The members need to rotate back. Free Ink with a good stop and a good catch, but the ball is dangerously being knocked towards that goal.
Yeah, and now the Wolves need to send that back over to the Eels side of the field. They need to get one more goal to even this up. 2 minutes left. The goal is wide open, and Torque didn't need to add spin on that ball to make it go in, and now the Wolves going to be evening this series back up 2-2 with 2 minutes and 2 seconds left.
Rick has got to be kicking themselves after this. It was a good stop there, but unfortunately just set up Torque in order to really just have a free shot at the net. Doom barely getting there in time. I don't even know if that was a save. That one was a save indeed, stopping this onslaught of the Wolves. The Wolves looking more and more comfortable. It's up for the Eels to respond, and they do. Lam winning out there, an awkward position for Kuda to be. Unfortunately, just kind of helps knock that ball in, but if Kuda didn't do it, Lam was going to do it.
Yeah, and now we are going to see the Eels back up again in this lead here, and the Wolves need to respond back in the next minute and 40 seconds if they want to even the series back up and continue to stay alive in this series. Remember the Liams, the Eels are one match away from taking this victory and coming out on top. So almost there, but they still need to stay in the lead, and the Wolves are not going to give it to them easily here, as it is only one goal. But the Wolves getting pressure on the mat right now, as the Eels are going to continue that offensive side, putting that ball into an uncomfortable situation for the Wolves.
Yeah, so much is happening here. The Wolves need a response. They only have a minute. Lam will get the touch, so it just barely prevents the ball from going in. Free Ink does get another touch on it as well. The Wolves trying to come into their own here. They need something. They need to make something happen. A minute remaining. Torque gets it up in the air. Rick is there to stop it. And Kuda was going for that second man position, but it gets knocked away once again, and the Wolves are scrambling. What a good touch from Doom!
Yeah, Doom's able to find a really nice shot there. It just is all over the place, and it hits the top, and Doom just throws it down and is able to find that shot. The Eels in a very comfortable situation now to take this series victory. The Wolves need to find 2 more goals. The pinch sends the ball up, and Torque will now send it back over to the Wolves side of the goal at the moment here. And the question is now, can the Wolves come back with 30 seconds left here, as Rick will find a goal? The Eels have practically secured this victory.
And the Eels are not slowing down. This game was so close until a minute. You know, the 30 seconds ago, this game was so close. A minute ago, this game was almost there. The Wolves were just nipping at the heels of the Eels. And now the Eels are running away with it. They are not allowing or giving the Wolves any space to breathe. We're going to see the flip reset come through. Doom just a little too high there, won't get the goal. Time is ticking away, 10 seconds remaining. The Wolves down by 3 points. They won't have enough time to finish it, and they will just let the ball touch the ground. Of course, I say that every time, and every time I do, they keep it alive no matter what. Free Ink will get a touch there. Doom keeping it alive once more. The ball is still alive. Finally, it touches the ground, and the Eels win the series 4-1.
Yeah, the Eels will take that victory, picking up 2 points heading into week number 5 there. A really good play coming out from the Eels. The Wolves trying really hard there, but the Eels, I mean, look at that. Look at how much was shot, but a lot of that was really left side heavy coming in from the Eels.
Yeah, I mean, and also when we're talking about the Eels, we can't help but notice the 10 demos opposed to the Wolves 1. I mean, this really shows you. We talk about the Wolves being an aggressive team, but when we talk about that, we mean that they like to take a lot of shots.
Yeah.
When we talk about the Eels being an aggressive team, they like to deal a lot of damage and get a lot of these demos. And so, again, two different play styles. We're seeing a lot of differences coming out here, but the Eels, their motto is, hey, they can't block or shoot if they're respawning. So it's worked out for them.
Doom really brought the doomsday to the Wolves, and the Eels able to come out on top with that victory. 3 very, very competitive matchups that we have seen so far, and if you enjoyed them, go be sure to follow Esports Tower on all of their social medias. That's going to be at Esports Tower, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, all the amazing other places you want to go check them out. And then, of course, if you want to check more of us out, more see what we do here at Shenandoah, go check us out at ShenU Esports on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. And then, of course, on Shenandoah Esports on YouTube and Twitch for all of your streaming needs.
Yeah, I'm glad we can fill in all of your streaming needs.
All of them. But yes, one more thing I would like to mention is that iSlides has teamed up with Esports Tower as the world streams for wishes. iSlides believes that you should stand in what you stand for and offers a wide variety of customizable slides that gives you the power to show off what you stand for. Head over to iSlidesUSA.com or scan the QR code on the screen and make sure you use promo code esports15 and for a portion of the proceeds will be donated to Make-A-Wish. And, you know, you get to cop yourself some nice slides while you're at it.
Absolutely. Help a good cause and also help yourself feel better, look better with some new slides. And with that, we have gone through all 3 of our matches of the day. We saw a lot of great action, starting with our best of 3 into a best of 5 and finishing out on a best of 7. So much Rocket League, so many different players. The question is, who do we choose for the player of the week? And this week's player of the week, presented by Esports Tower, is none other than Lami on the Eels. If you're a gamer or you just love supporting a great cause, please consider donating to Make-A-Wish. Your contribution will help us grant even more gaming wishes and bring a smile to the faces of these incredible children. You know how much gaming means to so many of us, and we can only imagine how much it means to these kids. So let's come together and make a difference in their lives. Hit that donate button and help us support Make-A-Wish. We are so excited to kick off the World Streams for Wishes with Make-A-Wish, and this week we are excited to help gaming dreams come true for some amazing kids with the help of Make-A-Wish. So huge shout out to Make-A-Wish, huge shout out to Esports Tower, and of course, huge shout out to Lami on the Eels. Really has been hitting these shots, was playing not only that enforcer role with the demos, but also just the sharpshooter in the backline as well.
Yeah, really good plays coming out from Lom today. And, you know, even those sharpshooter plays, sometimes we just see Lom come out of nowhere, like we just saw with that play with Rick there, and just finds a nice shot, and we're able to come out on top. So really good job, well-deserved player of the week coming out from Lom on those Eels, and looking forward to seeing what they got in the future.
Absolutely. So with that will conclude our show. Congratulations to all of our fantastic Spring Rumble winners. Of course, the links remaining at the top of the leaderboard, at the top of the table, with the perfect 4-0 currently looking uncontested. Maybe next week we'll find a champion to dethrone these Titans, but for now, they're sitting at the top and they're feeling good about us. Make sure to join us next Tuesday at 6 p.m. EST for some Overwatch. We're going back to our roots here.
Back to the roots.
Yeah.
Good old fashioned.
And in a moment here, we're going to leave you with our top 5 plays. But before that, don't forget that April is Esports Tower has partnered and teamed up with Make-A-Wish to help children's dreams across the world come true with the World Streams for Wishes event. You can help out with your donations. We've been talking about 4 QR codes everywhere. or you can help out by shopping at iSlidesusa.com and use the promo code esports15 at checkout for 15% off, and also a portion of the proceeds go to Make-A-Wish. So please consider donating. Please consider picking up some iSlides to help out. And with that, I'm Alexander T. Kresek. This is Ryan Blankenhorn, and we'll leave you with some top 5 plays. We'll see you next week.
The demo comes out, but the defense gone, and there it is. The shot from the Lynx is after that chaos.
Threading the eye of the needle, and just finds their absolute setup by Free. Look at that pass. 2 to...
But Net Long will take advantage of that. Just not